ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः ॐ निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः ॐ नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरण श्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुने शौनकादृषिभ्यो अत्र्यादृषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो मत्स्यादवतारेभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः आद्य शंकराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः ओम श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच चैंट फ्रॉम द वर्स 33 अहिंसा सत्यमस्तेयमसंगो हरिरसंशयः आस्तिक्यं ब्रह्मचर्यं च मौनं स्थैर्यं क्षमा भयं शौचं जपस्तमो होमः श्रद्धादित्यं मदर्चनं तीर्थाटनं परार्थेह तुष्टिराचार्यसेवनम् एते यमाः सनियमाः उभयोर्द्वादश स्मृताः पुंसामुपासितास्तात यथा कामं दुहन्ति हे शमो मन्निष्ठता बुद्धेः दम इन्द्रियसंयमः तितिक्षा दुःखसम्मर्षः जिह्वोपस्थजयोद्धृतिः दण्डन्यासः परं दानं कामत्यागस्तपः स्मृतं स्वभावविजयः शौर्यं सत्यं च समदर्शनम् हृतं च सोनृता वाणी कविभिः परिकीर्तिता कर्मसु असङ्गमः शौचं त्यागः सन्न्यास उच्यते धर्म इष्टं धनं नॄणां यज्ञोऽहं भगवत्तमः दक्षिणाज्ञानसन्देशः प्राणायामः परं बलं भगो म ऐश्वरो भावः लाभो मद्भक्तिरुत्तमः विद्यात्मनिभिदाबाधः जुगुप्सा ह्रीरकर्मसु श्रीर्गुणानैरपेक्ष्याद्याः सुखं दुःखसुखात्ययः दुःखं कामसुखापेक्षा पंडितो बन्धमोक्षविद मूर्खो देहादि अहं बुद्धिः पन्थामन्निगमः स्मृतः उत्पथश्चित्तविक्षेपः स्वर्गः सत्त्वगुणोदयः नरकस्तमोन्नाहः बन्धुर्गुरुरहं सखे गृहं शरीरं मानुष्यं गुणाढ्यो हि आढ्य उच्यते दरिद्रो यः तु असन्तुष्टः कृपणो यो अजितेन्द्रियः गुणेषु असक्तधीरीशः गुणसङ्गो विपर्ययः एत उद्धवते प्रश्नाः सर्वे साधु निरूपिताः किं वर्णितेन बहुना लक्षणं गुणदोषयोः गुणदोषदृशिर्दोषः गुणस्तु भयवर्जितः गुणदोषदृशिर्दोषः गुणस्तु भयवर्जितः ओम इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादश स्कन्धे एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम श्रीकृष्णा शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Varabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nata Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nata Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nata Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nata Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nata Narayana Vasudeva. ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ कृष्णप्रियं सकलकल्मषनाशनं च मुक्तिकहेतुमिह भक्तिविलासकारि सन्तकथानकमिदं पिबतादरेण लोकैतीर्थपरिशीलनसेवयाज्ञम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यं रसः अथ पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चितकरिचित् ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कंधा मुक्तिरित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अत एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच Saluting to the Lord, to the entire Bhagavad Acharya Parampara or Guru Parampara, all the rishis, munis, and also all avatars, bhaktas that are there in Bhagavata, and asking all of them to give that type of power, strength, energy in us with which at our intellectual level we come out of all the Maya curtain and understand what is truth, absolute, and what is illusion, the relative. So too may we invoke their grace blessings for us to pursue only the path of reality and the truth, not the path of unreal and binding. It is only the Tapashakti, Anugraha Shakti of Bhagavan through the Gurus that we will be able to get that power, energy to mold ourselves toward from the path of bondage toward the path of liberation. At one stage, in fact, it is not our efforts, but it is their grace only which really works wonders. So, always keep seeking them. In this 19th chapter of 11th Skandha, what we are seeing Bhagavan Krishna's teachings to Uddhava, how wonderfully he is guiding us in all the Jnana Sadhana, Bhakti Sadhana, Yama, the 12 of them, the Niyamas, the 12 of them, and also Shama, Dama, Ityad. Now, each of them you have to imbibe and practice and just get into that. That's called as evolution. That's called as growth. They are the possibilities that are possible for the human being with the resources, abilities given. So that's how he'll have to grow in his life by gaining these things in himself. So yesterday we saw up to the mantra number 36 also. Shamo mannishtata buddhehe, when the Buddha is fully having the Nishtha in Paramatma as the goal, in fact, as the means also. How the Lord is the means by blessing us also, and before blessing us with the result, He is the one who is expressing as Guru and Shastra. Therefore, in this way, Lord alone is goal, Lord alone is means. Through the goal, Guru and Shastra and Sadhana, having this conviction in the Buddhi is called actually the control of mind. That alone quietens the mind, which is called shamaha. Yesterday, how exhaustively we saw this point. Then, buddhehe dama indriya samyamaha. This also we saw every indriya when it is controlled, niyantrita, and doing only what is supposed to be done. Perceptions also, as well as the action of the indriyas of action also. That is very essential sadhana. That also we discussed yesterday. It is called damaha. Then we saw Titiksha Dukkha Sammarshaha, how exhaustive lengthy was our discussion yesterday. The arrival of Dukkha is not in our hands, but to become Dukhi or not, and then how the Dukkha is quickly given up or elongated for long time, how it is wiped off at the surface level, all are allowed to become so deeper, or how it to be divided made into minimum or multiplied into made into maximum, all is our wisdom or murkhata. It is all in our hands. Therefore, that not allowing, first of all, doing those things by which dukkha comes. Second, by prarabdha or any reason, dukkha situations may arrive, but if we are able to withstand to them, not allow that to overpower us, that's called as real titiksha. Titiksha, dukkha sammarshaha, yesterday visa. And then in that visa, physical dukkha, psychological dukkha, bauddhika dukkha, ahankara dukkha, outside dukkha in the form of losing our friends or relatives or money or property or job or name and fame. These are the ways which we get disturbed and become dukkhi. About all of them having that mountain like patience is called as titiksha. That is called dukkha sammarsha. Titiksha, dukkha sammarsha. What is the opposite of it? When we don't withhold on to that dukkha's effect, then we get flown, carried away in that. Then all the nirashas in the life come. We just give up life. We won't live life. Then that dukkha, if not properly sublimated through wisdom, it may become in various types of reactions. Then a peculiar personality of very hard arrogance with so much of cruelty will come out of that person who is not able to genuinely intelligently remove the dukkha from the heart. And all psychosomatic diseases are all caused by this dukkha. Dukkha also all. And sadness, frustration, misery, सब मिलकर एक पद यहाँ का दुख. Main is dukkha and that only leads to the all other feelings inside. Titiksha karo. And we saw yesterday also how as early as possible we should forgive and forget those situations and live a fresh life. And we're not so great are people that only the punya we do, that only sukha comes to us. So much of papa we all have done. Therefore, that dukkha will inevitably to come. Even the great saints and sages, though they have transcended all that in this life through jnanam, but to their deha also lot of dukkhas come. And they also are tried to be insulted at their ego level by all the opposite rakshasas. What didn't touch them? होता तो सबको दुःख शारीरिक मानसिक इत्यादि. But those Rishi Muni, they have understood. These are only inflictions at the body mind level. I am not that. So they are free from it. They are in the Atmanishta, therefore they are not disturbed by the dukkhas received at the Upadhi level. We are yet to become Atmajnani, but to pursue the sadhana to reach that, we need to have strength, stamina. That will all go away if we become dukkhi for everything. Therefore, dukkha sammarsha we have to do. That is all the most essential titiksha sadhana added to what is said in other texts, the definition of titiksha. Sanam sarva dukkhanam अपरधिकारपूर्वकं चिन्तारहितं विलापरहितं सातिदीक्षा निगद्यते. To that, this is added. Then we saw fourth one, jihva upasthajayo dhrutihi, how exhaustively we studied that. In another context, in this very skandha, we saw jitam sarvam jiterase. You know, if one tongue is controlled as taste organ, because of the taste of tongue only, we ought to eat all sorts of food, and all those foods eaten have their own guna of sattva rajas tamas, which make our mind. That's why with the rasana, the tongue is controlled with regard to the taste of the food or the quantity of the food or the variety of the food. In short, only limit the intake of food to sattva guna food and only minimum for survival. Then excessive unwanted food is not eaten. Body also healthy and the mind also become purified. That is why Jitam Sarvam, all nine Indriyas are conquered. If one rasana is conquered, was said there. Here one more is added, Jihva Upastha Jayaha Dhrutihi. So yesterday we told you to chant at home and we know you won't do, you will forget also. That way we only said it 11 times. Jihva Upastha Jayaha Dhrutihi. And all of you must have definitely forgotten after the class. If not, it will be a shock to me. I know you won't give that shock to me. So Jivopastha Jayo Dhriti. Now come some of the very, very important sadhanas. Every one of them. Very, very important. Here the Lord is giving improved definitions, better definitions, higher definitions or explanations of the sadhanas to be done to evolve in our life from the human to the divine. Each one of them in the next 7 8 slokas, whatever the 20 30 definitions, explanations, practices Bhagavan gives in short only, but they are very sublime. They are so worthy, important for us to learn, remember, practice. So, what is that? Let us chant 37. Dandanyasah param dhanam kamatyagah tapah smrutam स्वभाव विजय शौर्यम सत्यम च समदर्शनम. So, dhanam, lot of dhanas we can do. But param dhanam, the supreme dhana is dandanyasaha. Come what may, when we are not doing the dandanam or himsa to anyone, then we have done the greatest of the dhanam. This dandanyasa in other words is called as abhaya pradhanam. A pra word if you remove, abhaya dhanam. Therefore, out of so many dana, the greatest dana is abhaya dana. That is what Bhagavan gave to both Sugriva as well as Vibhishana. Sakrudeva prapannaya tava asmiti chayachate abhayam sarvabhutebhya dadami. Abhayam dadami. So abhaya danam. Etad vratam mama. And once he gave abhaya to Sugriva, yeah, he removed Vali and gave the entire kingdom. And hence onwards, all Vanaras, Vrikshas, whoever were there, obedient citizens of Kishkinda under Sugriva. Because Rama is there, nobody dare can touch Sugriva because Rama gave the Dandanyasa Dana or Abhaya Dana to Sugriva once for all. Thereafter, you don't listen any quarrels, fightings happened in a Kishkinda and Sugriva was removed or anything. No, Abhaya de diya Bhagwan ek baar, to ho gaya. Same with Vibhishana. So he was saved from his brother, though that was not the direct goal, it was to save Sitaji. But having killed Ravana, Vibhishana was given kingdom, and once for all he was a king for Lanka. So nobody dared to touch him, including Devatas इत्यादि. So क्यों? राम भगवान ने कहा मैंने अभय दे दिया. So the abhaya of two types is I myself also should not create bhaya or danda, and also any danda punishment happening to that person from other sources if we are able to protect by all the means. That is called dandanyasam param dhanam. It doesn't mean that protect somebody when he has a not paid income tax or did some crime, therefore he is going to be put in the jail. See, once he does it, you can't help. You have to leave it to the law. Before that only, if his friend he is consulting you, or you only take him to confidence and explain to him, Vedadis say, Mushkil hoga, you will be caught, you will be put in jail, better don't do. That's how you can protect him as a shield by guiding, advising properly. But directly, Dandanyasa Paramdhanam, Kaya Vacha Manasa Buddhya, or by any other means of cheating or looting the money. These are the ways by which we do himsa to other. Here, Danda means himsa. So Dandanyasa is equal to Himsa Nyasa. Itself is Paramadhanam. Better than all the dhan. Even people do mistakes, keep forgiving them, tell them that's it. Okay, that was a very important sadhana. SKANDHA. Now the next one is so wonderful. Kamastyagaha tapaha smrutam. Now how many tapasyas of vratas we do? Kruchra, Chandrayana, Ekadashi vrata. These are all the abnegations of our senses, etc. Not allowing them to indulge. So all of them are called as tapa. And some tapas are the tivra ugra tapa of, as it was told in Vanaprastha आश्रम लक्षणास कि पंच अग्नि के बीच में बैठकर ध्यान या जप करना तपस्या. So to akantam agne shishire in the winters in the water up to the neck level and doing japa, and in so varshasu asara shadavitu in the heavy rains under the rain. These are all terrible tapasyas that are done to conquer the identity with upadhis. Some people even walk on the fire. That is one tapasya. They sleep on the thorn bed. That also they do some tapasya. वो एक पाँव पे खड़ा होना है, हाथ एक ऊपर करना, तपस्या. Like that in this world, शास्त्रोक्त कुछ तपस्या है, सात्विक राजसिक में, some tamasic also. But all are at one level, tapasyas. You may do many, many. But one tapasya is greater than all of them. What is that? Kamatyagaha. It is a greatest tapasya. Now, these definitions are less explainable, to be explained, more to be felt inside. Oh हो, इज इट सो? इस तरह से फील करने वाले बातें हैं जो भगवान के मुख से निकल रहे हैं. So many tapas. Kayika tapasya told he. Devadvija Guru Pragna Pujanam Sauchamarjavam Brahmacharya Ahimsacha Shariram Tapochete Anudvekaram Vakyam Satyam Pariyetam Chet Sadhyasta Bhangmem Tapochete Mana Prasa Saumyatva Maunamatva Vinigraha Bhava Samsudritya Tapo Mansa Uchete in Shraddhya Paryatartam Tapastatridam Nareya Phalakangshuryukte Satvigam फिर सत्कारमान पूजार्थम तपोदम्बेन क्रियते राजसम मूढ़ग्राहेणात्मनो. All these said in Gita. So many places, so many tapasya definitions come. But the topmost realist tapasya is kamatyagaha, rising above the life of desire, desire fulfillment, desire prompting. How difficult it is. And it is only possible actually in knowing the self. Till the self is not known, I am a jiva with dehadi upadhi. And this dehadi upadhi will never leave us without troubling us with the instigation with kamana. And that kamana, as we 100 times said, will take some or the other rupa. Directly it will come as kamana many a times. You want to escape it that way? Direct way, then it comes as duty, it comes as responsibility, it comes as obligation, someday it comes as prema, it comes as seva. इतने रूप में आने वाला कामना ही होता है. We will not even know that it has disguised in that way and came. All that we vibed up only in the infinite Atmanubhuti only. Yet, at our own Vyavahara level, with little of the commitments, the convictions, when we can avoid some kamanas, that's a great tapasya. Then, when kamana is removed, krodha, lobha, madamatsarya, ityadi gunas also drop. Kamatyagaha tapasmritam. Then, the entire life is only seva, only prema. And it clicks one day with intellect when hundreds of days, years, when we contemplate as to where from the kamana is generated. What is the logic of it? Why I am relentlessly running behind the world prompted by the kamana? How to pause and think. What is exactly happening in the mind intellect equipment when the kamana arises? And more important is when the kamana is fulfilled, what is happening? That is it going away or is it hiding to come with double the force? And most important question regarding the kamana is when will it end? Actually, will it end? The answer is it will never end. It will make you end every day, every life. These are all when we again and again contemplate. Then when it clicks to us, hey, this is the wrong way I am prompted to live life. Let me change the course. Yet deliberately we change the course of life from kama promptation to the dharma and seva prompting. Even then, again and again in between the kamanas. Sometimes we are defeated by them. Sometimes very powerfully it comes. Sometimes we are able to conquer it. In this way, trial and error methods and attacking little bit and winning over and getting defeated by it and becoming more equipped or more stronger. That Ishvara Bhakti. Asking Ishvara, bless me, I want to conquer the Kamana with the Vedantic Vicharana, with that self-acceptance, strong self-discipline. All these are powerful weapons that are used by Lakshmana to kill Indrajit, or used by Rama to kill Ravana. ऐसे है सब. Then only we will be able to do the tapaha of this one. Kamastyagaha tapaha smrutaha. By this, Bhagavan is keeping a challenge in front of also, saying that lot of tapasya you have done enough of it. Now show me your greatness by doing the tapasya of kamatyaga. He is putting a challenge. In that itself, he is telling that it is possible. Otherwise, he will not tell which is not possible. And when we try to do it, he also means that I am there with you to bless you. And these things, the kama krodha, finally you have to eliminate from the life totally. That's the ultimate thing. Highly evolved saints, sages only will be there. Apart from that, any day, any situation, if we have conquered them, that is the success there. If today I have conquered my kama krodha, today I am successful. It may come tomorrow and it may defeat me. I don't know. But today I have done that itself. It's because these small little victories only add up to the confidence and inspiration where we take bigger and bigger targets of conquering the kamana, and that's how we can do. These kama krodha, I tell you, even lobha, jealousy, or even dukkha, they relapse, they repeatedly come. They are not just gone for once. ऐसा नहीं होता हो. Prabala Maya, Prabala Vasanas, Mana Shakti, and the Jagat in which we are, then the Veshti Prarabdha, Samashti Prarabdha. How many factors are there? That's why never take mana and its kamana for granted, saying that I have conquered. So to never take the world for granted that I'll go there still, I'll not be tempted by kamana. You may not get tempted by kamana, ऐसा लगता है. लेकिन the darshana or shravana of that this thing already entered in the mind. At the weak moment, it will attack just like you took it lightly without mask. You went somewhere thinking that corona will not touch me. After 7 days, slowly the खांसी started happening. Then when you check it, corona came. लगता ही नहीं है कि नहीं लगा मुझे, लेकिन लगने के बाद पता चलेगा. And then once that comes, and if it is stronger, and if you have any of the comorbidities and less immunity, it is fatal only. All these things have to be repeatedly heard, repeatedly studied, repeatedly contemplated. With that only we can prepare ourselves in all aspects to slowly, one by one, win over this kamana, doing the tyaga. It is like Russia attacking Ukraine with 2 years of planning. Equally, Ukraine also was planning कि they will attack. Therefore, they kept their food items. No, ऐसा तमाशा ऊपर एक दिखता है अंदर अलग होता है. So what exactly? You can't trust why this fellow is acting emotional, blackmailing others, NATO and all. You know, if he really has guts and if he has not done any mistake, straight away should fight and get killed or kill. But नहीं पता चलता कि क्या हो रहा है अंदर की बात, किसी को नहीं पता होता. माया है वो. और कुछ को पता होता है लेकिन they won't say. That's not my point of discussion. That they have made all arrangements. Some, jitna ho sake. Same way, all these knowledge, devotion, conviction, commitment, self-discipline, then in the goal of reaching higher and knowing that that higher goal is obstructed by this kamana, all of them put together is kamatya. 1 day we do, 7 days we do, 1 month we do, 1 year we do, entire life. This entire life I am without kamana. Not necessary that I will be without kamana again next life. क्योंकि जो आसना कौन सा है कौन सा एक्सप्रेस होगा नहीं पता. But one thing is sure, when the truth is recognized, the kamana goes. But the Shastra says, if the kamanas are dropped, the truth is recognized. Both of them happen at the very same time. अतमर्थः अमृतो भवति अत्र ब्रह्म समश्नुते. So kama tyaga tapah. So now how we have to take it as in our own life? Like there's so many people at all ages, even though they grow to the age of 80, 90, 70, so many kamanas for bhoga, for the dressing, for the makeup, all this nonsense life they have, no? At least reduce them, then you have become kamatya. Come on to the dining table. There also with 3 2 items satisfied, then we have become kamatya. All these are kamana only, indriya kamanas. Sitting in front of TV, do some spiritual thing. All the other entertainment, enjoyment, which continues for any number of lives you see, drop kamatyaga. Is it not? These are all gross kamanatyaga. And the subtle kamanas in the mind are others should recognize me, others should respect me, they should revere me, they should acknowledge me, they should reciprocate to me what I do. These are all under inner kamana. See, they are all fulfillable, but all of them together sustain my jiva bhava only. Like, if you respect me, love me, who are you respecting? Not the Atma, because Atma is in you also. Then other than Atma, who is there, Jiva? Therefore, your respect to me is strengthening my Jiva bhava only. If I recognize it, I don't expect it from you. Then that kamana goes away. That is very subtle inner kamanas there. Nothing doing. I am need not be recognized anywhere. What to recognize? Everybody same Paramatma. That's how the jnanis, when it dawns to them, they just become oblivion. They go somewhere. They don't come. But when they come, you are Jnani Mahatma karke, we attach all labels of Jiva Bhava to him. We call him Guru, you are Mahatma. Guru Mahatma भी छोटे ही हैं परमात्मा के सामने. We'll pull them down. Therefore, even those subtle kamanas also, tyaga. No, please remember, kama tyaga is not dying. Kama tyaga is not doing the Vishaya Sevanam. Please remember it. Kama tyaga means you are not desiring from inside. You are not desiring from inside. Your thought, that chitta, as we are seeing in the morning class, spandana is not happening. Whether from within, from the mind, or because sense ticklings, or when you see the world outside, that is not happening. That is called kama. Every kama, okay, indriyas man level mein jo bhi hai. This is called real tapasya. Now the next definition is ultimate. Next thought. He says, Swabhava Vijayaha Shauryam. Is it not? There are so many Shuratas, Viratas. Again, at the level of talents, at the level of physical activities, Shauryam. The Shurata in the physical activities, in the war, able to fight and eliminate so many enemies. The other Shuratas at the physical level are succeeding in so many sports. Is it not? Wrestling शूर है इसलिए उसको पटक दिया. Sports में शूरता. So too in some adventures like mountaineering or swimming across some channels water, they're all not possible for the ordinary people. Lot of strength, stamina, confidence should be there. They're all shuratas. There are शूर. So युद्ध में है, खेल कूद में भी है, and also in that type of things, shaurya. Some of the people are doing those gymnastics and all. They put their life at such a risk that it is impossible for others even to conceive that idea, but they have done it. No, these are all shuratas at the physical level. At the inner level, the Shuravira is keeping on improving the talents, inner talents, and then mesmerizing the world. The Jadugar ka Jadu kaho. Is it not? The Shura, like as I said, in sports also, the chess, the small child, he just won that Junior World Championship recently. The inner Shuratas. So many are there at the mind level, intellect level. But these are all wonderful Shaurya. And with the Shaurya, you will conquer the lower. Or with the Shaurya, you conquer the enemy. युद्ध में ही शूरता का ज्यादा प्रदर्शन होकर वो शत्रुओं को हराते हैं. That is why the second highest, what do you call that, military award after Paramvira Chakra is Shaurya Chakra. I think so. If I'm not wrong, correct me. Shaurya Chakra. Shaurya is defeating enemy. No, so many ways we are sure Shura. But here Bhagavan Krishna is giving an improved definition, the better and ultimate definition from his side. Krishna is always an improver. He gives newer and higher and greater definitions to already existing things like yoga, karmasu kaushalam, samatvam, yoga uchyate, abhyas yoga yuktena, then vyavasayatmika buddhi. These are all definitions given by the Lord. Improved editions. So here also, what is Shauryam? Swabhava Vijayaha Shauryam. What a great thought, you see. And first of all, you recognize that this is my Swabhava and it is not greater or higher. Not only the spiritual sadhana and evolution I am not able to do because of it, but it is wasting the entire human life and resources and it is pulling me down. To recognize that this is my swabhava itself is a great achievement because many of us are flowing in our swabhava prompted lifestyle. After recognizing that this is my swabhava and it's not worthy, the ability to mold it or change it to positive, it is more shaurya than any shaurya. If you talk it in the context of the Russia-Ukraine war, with shaurya, with so many tankers, he is destroying Ukraine, that Putin. But more greater shaurya than attacking the Ukraine is attacking his own inner swabhava of that power mongering or some that aggression and aggrandizing. That is real shaurya. Because you are defeated inside, one thing, second, outside others will help you, but inside कौन help करेगा? तुमको ही करना पड़ेगा अपना युद्ध. Exactly, स्वभाव like these terrorists. They try to kill everybody, but the terrorist thought itself is so criminal, no? That is become स्वभाव to you. उसका विजय करना ही real शौर्य. In the same way, every one of us have some swabhava, some nature, prakriti. One of kama swabhava, krodha swabhava, bhayankar sabse tamoguna nidra swabhava, finding fault with swabhava, every time fighting with others. These are all the swabhavas which everyone. Let's little spiritual angle में देखो, swabhava is swa means me, bhava means feeling, swabhava means feeling about myself. Or what do I feel myself as? Jiva deha only. Therefore, spiritually viewed, jiva deha bhava छोड़कर हम आत्मा, coming to that bhava is real shaurya. Spiritually viewed. Vyavahara wise, swabhava, nature. Some people by nature like that, emotional. But always emotion is not right. Therefore, learning to balance it, swabhava. Somebody cranky or angry, changing. Somebody very boring and sad, frustrated fellow wherever he is there. वो क्या है तू ऐसा क्यों है मैं ऐसे ही हूँ इसको कोई जोक भी बोलो तो वो कहता है हाँ अंडरस्टूड जोक बोलता है इसको मारने का मन होता है जोक को जो समझता है सब हाँ वो मैं ऐसे ही हूँ पैदाइशी is a manufacturer's defect. Changing that swabhava. Now, this is most important in the context of sadhana as well as all these points. Because if you don't change your swabhava, you can never become better. Changing things, changing people, all that anybody does. But changing the inner makeup is the one. Which is not easy, huh? They comes with you for lives together only. And what is everyone's स्वभाव? Everyone should know themselves. I need not know your स्वभाव. मुझे अपना जानना है, उसको जीतना है मुझे. स्वभाव में जो आपका बन गया. That rajogunas negative qualities, the tamogunas negative qualities have become my swabhava. Winning over them is real shaurya. Swabhava is, from a very arrogant person becoming humble, from very low confidence inferiority level to becoming proper confidence level. It's called स्वभाव विजय. नास्तिक से आस्तिक बनना स्वभाव विजय. निरंतर बहिर्मुख से becoming अंतर्मुख is again स्वभाव विजय. Because everybody acts, स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते, Gita says. सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेः ज्ञानवान् अपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति किं भूतानि किं निग्रह किं करिष्यति. Swabhavasthu pravartate, this is the fifth chapter also. न कर्तृत्व न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. In the world, everything can be changed, but not the swabhava easily. But changing that alone, because it's very deeply hidden vasanas they are. They're such an inner enemy, you can't fight with them because they're not seen. They appear to be, they're not there. You know, it's like when you are in temple or in front of a Mahatma, how noble we feel like, how good we feel like we are. But at that time, do you mean to say that all the inner Rakshasa, Kama, Krodha, Pashu, Gunas are not there? They're all hidden and we feel Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. अब बाहर निकलो तो फिर वो आता है. And how many तीर्थ यात्रास you do, how much of पूजा जपास do, सब हो रहा है लेकिन स्वभाव नहीं बदल रहा. But we have to change. So here again Bhagavan is throwing another challenge in front of us. Not put in front of me the list that say these are the people, enemies, I have conquered them. I want you to do the Vijaya on your own स्वभाव. करके दिखाओ मुझे. There are two aspects of the Jiva Prasabha Vijayas. One is your Vyakti Jiva Bhava or Jiva Swabhava merge in the Ishvara. Means Samishti mein Vyashti ko merge karna one Swabhava Vijay. Second is Swabhava is Swaprakriti. Swabhava Vijay is transcending the Prakriti, identifying only with the Purusha Tattva, is the ultimate Swabhava Vijaya. That is the ultimate definition. That is called Shauryam Bhagavan says. Prakriti is Swabhava, Jiva and Deha. Paramatma is real Atmava. Entering into that at the cost of this is called ultimate Swabhava. So too, I am not maintaining any my individuality. I am one with total. In my life, the sankalpas of I and mine are gone. Anything conceived or done is for the whole country, whole world. You know, a prime minister, they can't think about themselves now. Their entire day is पूरे देश के लिए देश के लिए. उनका स्वयं का कुछ नहीं है अभी. Those people who are in the power and still thinks about स्वयं, they are not leader. They are only प्रारब्ध of the society. अब देखेंगे 2 दिन के बाद किसको कहाँ मिलेगा majority. At the inner level, we told about Kama Krodha is Swabhava Vijaya. And outside also. So this is how Shauryam is Swabhava Vijaya. That Swabhava, which is detrimental to me, which is obstructing my Adhyatmic sadhana, because of which I am missing a very good thing, because of which people are hating me, that doing the victory on that Swabhava is Shauryam. Mainly 3: Kama Swabhava, Krodha Swabhava, Lobha Swabhava. ठीक है, उसको जीतो तो रियल शौर्यम. दिस इज द थर्ड थिंग ऑफ द डे. एंड द फोर्थ वन इज सत्यम च समदर्शनम. So one satya is vocally speaking truth. Nowadays, even that also to be appears to be little difficult. Okay, but that is everybody will do and everybody expected to do. In my opinion, at a higher level of 11th skandha concluding, which is the Mukti skandha, I am changing a new definition, giving a new definition to even satya. What is that satyam? Bhagavan says, Samadarshanam Satyam. Samadarshana. Is it not? Pandita Samadarshana. Vidyavena Sampane Brahmane. Gavyastini Sunichaiva Shubhakecha. Pandita Samadarshana. Then Samalostasma Kanchana. So Tulya Nindyastutanai Survamitra Adhyasana Madhyasa. All these so many shlokas in Gita, other Shastras, we see that Samadarshana is Satyam because that is the ultimate truth. Sama means same. So from Sama, English, in Sanskrit word, that fellow made S-A-M-E. Sama means same. So same is called Samata. And what is that which is same? Only Paramatma. Other than him, which is not real, but imagined on him, is Vishama. In that Vishamata only, the Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat differences come. Then Ishvara, Jiva, Jiva, Jagat, Jagat, Ishvara, Jagat, Jagat, Jiva, Jagat, Jiva, Jiva. So many Vishamatas come. Then with that Vishamata, the Drushti gets biased or clouded. And clouded Drushti say, all our thinkings and decisions are wrong. Actions are wrong. Results are wrong. That's what we were talking. Even in the Ukraine case, How to solve that? Only one thing, Samadarshana, Satya Darshana. One, don't even go up to Paramatma level. All are two-legged, two-handed, one-stomached, two-eyed, two-eared, human being only. Everyone has same right to live. Not in your country or my country, but on the earth. We are all global citizens, citizens of the globe together. For administration purpose, we make that way divide as countries. Because of the topography or whatever the reasons, the cultures have developed differently. And every culture is different from others, but each complements other. All of them put together add beauty to the existence. That's okay. But then commonly we are all human. Therefore, you need to see my safety, I need to see your safety. I have to see your requirement, you have to see mine. If that samadrushti is brought, there'll never be a war. That samadrushti. You know. Now, if somebody is waging war and killing others, imagine kitni vishamata hai unme. Means at what पाशविक and राक्षसिक level they are. दूसरों को मार के उनका दौलत लेकर खा रहा है, that is राक्षस and पशु only. Zero developed or evolved. You don't understand why Hinduism we don't attack anyone and kill anyone. Because we see भगवान only everyone or everywhere we see our own self. जैसा मुझे दुख होता है वही उनको भी होता है. समझ. That is why we don't harm. वो thought ही आता नहीं हमको. Of course, sometimes that become weakness that other fellow takes it for granted and all. तो तब दिखाना भी पड़ेगा हमको. That's different. But in general, the नींव में क्या है हमारा समता को ही देखना. That is real सत्य. मैं झूठ नहीं बोलता हूँ, सच बोलता हूँ. No. मैं अपने intellectual conviction को जीता हूँ. That's also satya, which we generally define. But the higher level of satya, Bhagavan is talking here, samadarshan. And samadarshanams are at all levels and ultimate level. Ultimate level is everywhere same Sachidananda Paramatma is there. Other than that, the samatha is, as I said, all are human beings, all have indriyas, all have manobuddhi, all have individuality. So everybody wants safety, security, everybody wants comfort, luxury, everybody wants to be surviving, everybody wants love, everybody wants forgiveness. Therefore, keep on giving. That's called samadarshan. Living like that. So satyam samadarshan. And what is vishamata? Some are the other reason by which we differentiate. That's what vishamata. That is asatya. Nation, color, religion, caste and creed, you know, rich and poor. All these things are there in the world to complement each other, not to differentiate. That wisdom and living that wisdom is satyam. That is called samadarshana. That's called samadarshana is called satyam. Now, in these lectures, Bhagavan Krishna giving to Uddhava, we can see he's talking for the entire globe. This education to be first primarily given to all the youngster students in all the universities. This Bhagavata itself is Vishwajnanam. It's a Vishwavidyalaya Vidya. It is required for all, compulsory for all. This is the one which stops us from falling down, helps us to evolve. You and I have to study them, universalize them by our practice and preaching. That's how we grow. Sitting in our own house watching TV and tamasha of how many people are killed in US, Russia. That is very irresponsible, very mediocre Indian mentality. Me, my wife, my children, my pension, my life. Such a better than Rakshasa, no doubt. But there are at least Om Sri Hanumate Namaha are you doing? Otherwise, each one of in India should have collected lakhs and lakhs of signatures by now, submitting to UN or even to Russian president, forcing him to withdraw from the war. But we don't have that vision of globe. We are so isolated. मैं ठीक हो तो सब ठीक है खुश. That's it. Not at all education. Anywhere in the corner of the world also, even some problem dukkha happens, we should respond from here with sensitivity. That is maturity. Because we're all one. That's why I said yesterday, remember, that happened in Ukraine the other day. Today, tomorrow, it may happen in India. Imagine the place where I am there is attacked by China. Everywhere bombing, buildings are collapsed. Everything polluted, खाने को कुछ नहीं है. इंडिया में तो और भयंकर होगा. हमें no place to hide crores and crores of people. No, the same situation, which is frightening to listen, is they are going through. These are the subtle, universal philosophies. These philosophies ultimately define the truth. But even if you don't go to the ultimate truth level, but there are common philosophies to be adopted and practiced. दूसरों का हमारा अलग लेखा जोखा नहीं है, सब एक ही है. That's what he said. Ukraine, Wala is right, which prompted the NATO. 1 lakh Sainyam they have sent. I don't know what will happen. Mm. How important is this? Samadarshana. Only one sadhana is samadarshana. Then you will never become angry. You will never cheat others, trouble others. The samadarshana is in another language. Is called a paramadharma also. In another context. Another definition. Before troubling others, think for yourself, how do you feel when others trouble you? If this one thing we practice, we don't trouble anyone. So too, before seeking help, sukha from others, how would it be if we give it to them when they are expecting? Is it not? We are in the giver of dukkha, receiver of sukha. At that level, we are there. It should be other way around. Giver of the sukha, receiver of the dukkha. What do you want? You want to take dukkha and give sukha to others, or you want to take sukha and give dukkha to others? Same with the world. Same do with the world. You don't want dukkha, nobody wants dukkha. Don't give to anyone. You want sukha, everybody wants sukha, give. You want love, everybody wants it, give. You want safety, security, yeah, give it. These terrorists, no, kitne hide hote hain. Why should they hide? For their safety, security. That means that other people don't need security or what? बड़ा इतना वो मांस खाकर दारू पीते इनका दिमाग में तो छेड़ेगा नहीं एनीवे आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग फॉर अस टू प्रोटेक्ट उनके दिमाग में सब नहीं चढ़ता दे आर ब्रेन वॉश्ड like some Hindus are converted into Christianity and brainwashed gone for this life again they'll be born as pigs and buffaloes for a long time then they become Hindus too if they have luck मैं तो इसे कहूँगा otherwise such a wonderful Hinduism instead of you people coming and merging in that you are cheating by talking negative about such a glorious Sanatan Dharma Rakshas so हो गया next one we see Sadarsham Sadarsham see there are two things when the philosophy truth dharma has to be protected protect but when that class we come out of like a cricket on the ground they are rivals so there the game is of rivalry it's not that यार छक्का मारते जाना full toss डालता हूँ no he'll try to make him out only But off the field, again, the different atmosphere. See the gesture of the Indian cricket girls yesterday, day before they showed with all the Pakistan, the captain, unki choti bachi ko lekar, they were playing and all. That's a beautiful gesture. That field is different. Please, I tell you one thing. When we talk about absolute truth, from that standpoint, all are one. When we talk from the humanitarian ground, all are human, all are one. In between these two, when it comes to our Sanatana Dharma, the rules, regulations, we are always great, we are always ultimate. We must become custodians to protect at every and any cost. You can't mix up like a father towards children. When the child does well, he will appreciate. When the child needs something, he will help. But when the child becomes unruly or does something wrong, he will punish also. These are three different compartments. All put together is father toward the child. In the same way, don't get confused when I talk sometimes about this. Uska apna hissa alag hai. Otherwise, why will Rama kill Ravana and all? Is it not? That maturity, if you don't have, then like eternally we get cheated. The Hindus, we get cheated. What is cheating of it? On the name of ahimsa, we allow our people to be himsita by other rakshasas. देखो हिंसा नहीं करना ही अहिंसा नहीं है, हिंसा नहीं होने देना भी अहिंसा है, और जो हिंसा कर रहा है उसको हिंसा करना भी अहिंसा है. दैट्स व्हाट अ जज डज. जिसने हिंसा किया, किलिंग मर्डर, उसका हिंसा करता है जज बाय गिविंग द पनिशमेंट, कैपिटल पनिशमेंट. दिस इज हिंसा और व्हाट? नो, इट इज अहिंसा. That's a subtle. These are we are kept away from these subtle thinkings and truths. So therefore, on the name of ahimsa and all good quality, we allow all the rakshasas to dominate. दुष्ट, ये सही philosophy नहीं है. That is why to understand dharma at all levels require big brains, not an ordinary brain. Chalo, let us do this much. Satya is samadarshana. Darshanam. Okay. Now the next few beautiful thoughts. Rutam cha sunruta vani. Rutam cha sunruta vani. Rutam is the absolute beautiful. Rutam vadishyami, satyam vadishyami. Satyam is said above. Now the Rutam is said. Sunruta vani. Truth spoken with all the nectarine, honey like sweetness is called Rutam. Again, it is a practice to master. Somebody is wrong. You have to tell you are wrong, you are troubling yourself and us. Therefore, making him sit, telling some anecdote or story, and using such a kind words that the thought is conveyed without hurting his ego or anything. That ability of Sunrutavani is Rutam. Very tough sometimes, like India. How it will have to talk to Ukraine and Russia in this regard. Thank God all the opposition parties with the Prime Minister or the government. अगर ये यहाँ से उकसाए मानो कि तुम किसके पार्टी में हो, किसको हो, गड़बड़ हो जाता है. They Sunruta Vani, you have to talk. It's a very high maturity because there are the things will remain in the history. After 100 years, they'll ask, what was India's stand and why? And is it right or wrong? On the basis of this, after 100 years, the decisions will change. The responses will change. Like in 1970, there's only one country, Russia, which protected us, 71 May. He said bombing India is equal to bombing Russia. Therefore, if anyone touches India, we'll win. But that loyalty we have after 50 years. We should have. ऐसे कैसे कहते हो तुम? You are not like Britishers. Till now they have not said sorry to that Jallianwala Bagh and all that Rakshasas. 100 साल से ज़्यादा हो गए. Their ancestors did, बेवकूफ लोग. But these people should say sorry, no? None of the Muslims said sorry that our ancestors have destroyed your Kashi Vishwanath or all. Your मथुरा वृंदावन भी हमने खराब कर दिया, अयोध्या भी. दे आर ऑल राक्षस ही है वो लोग. हम तो बोल रहे हैं ना. So do anybody does. So India's today stand determines India's international affairs in the future to come. So they have to be very careful. So there, Rutam, that is Sunrutavani. What is Sunrutavani? Speak truth and speak it sweetly. Is it not? You can't hurt that fellow. अरे he's a Russia कहती है ना, like America trying to put sanctions on India because we are sending some. You know who is the biggest enemy of Ukraine? If you go into detail, Ukraine's bigger enemy is NATO and America only, not Russia at all. Even the Ukraine fellow is not able to understand it. तो ये सब फिर ऊपर से कुछ दिखता है, अंदर और कुछ होता है. Anyway, I'll not talk all that much. This much is what how to respond. Even in political campaign, now the people have grown, the ages have changed. You cannot bribe people like earlier with the money and liquor. People see not only what uh, promises you are making or fulfilling, how you are doing. How you are doing. And people are maturing in such a way that they are becoming more and more the state conscious, nation conscious. You can't cheat them anymore. देखो, वो जो नेशन कॉन्शियस में आए तो हाईली मेच्योर, उतने अभी नहीं है. स्टेट कॉन्शियस है. पीपल आर दैट्स आल्सो गुड एट दैट लेवल. Like in some state, the chief minister is allowing all these schemes. But where is the funder? No. Then lakhs and lakhs of crores you are taking as a loan. Who will pay that? Later on, to how many years or decades the state will be pulled back, to clear all those loans. भीख मांगना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो पाँव पड़ना पड़ेगा. Like the Sri Lankas, Bangladesh's and is Pakistan, China के पाँव पड़ रहे हैं, माफ करो. Every 6 months, America, Pakistan wants some maafi from China. What I am saying is, Rutam is Sunrutavani. So how to even political campaign, maybe this is our manifesto. This is what we want to do. Correct. Then people, if you are lucky, they will select and you rule it. Now, like Aam Aadmi in Punjab. Good campaign they have done. People are Sunrutavani. They are conquering after Delhi and all next one. Whoever are there, we are not worried of any party. जो देश के सेवा करेगा लोगों का धर्म का, anybody it may be. Sunrutavani means speak truth but sweetly. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. Satyam apriyam na bruyat. Truth don't speak curtly. Courteously you speak. Yeah. Next one. Kavi parikirtita. The highly matured visionaries, they said, Sunrutavani is a real Aruta. Sunruta also means that which is in the interest of that person. And always the final interest is spiritual growth. Secondary interest is the psychological intellectual growth. Then only the comforts of the body, pleasuring of senses, then the outer objects, monetary things. Like you as a parents work for the interest of children. In that levels are there. Interest of children means giving them bhoga, whatever they want, and making them slaves and arrogant. Many parents do this now. सत्यानाश कर रहे हैं बच्चों का. भगवान please save the children from their parents. Is it not children? Then next level में क्या है? Taking care of their body and all. Then comes their comfort of the senses. Then real taking care is mana buddhi and ultimate is spiritual only. In the welfare, in the well-being of children means spiritually ultimate. So I am defining the word Sunruta. Ruta means Sunruta Vani. Means the Vani which is in the well-being of the welfare of the that person. And real welfare well-being is spiritual, intellectual, psychological. They are important. Psychologically teach all beautiful emotions. Intellectually teach all values and wisdoms. spiritually guide toward the truth. That is called as Vani, Ruta Vani. That's so add sweetness to that and tell. So that's how it, your own home, putting up all TV and all, silently you have to spend every day 1 hour. Casually working only a beta life is like this. They go, these are the story of Rama, story of Krishna Hanuman. So these are the stories of even the people in the world. Nowadays, children, parents have become friendly, they're so open. Every nonsense they talk. Instead of that, why not the values? This is the way what we are human beings, not animal. These are animal qualities, ego, selfish. But as a human, we should be selfless, egoless. At your own level, try to do better, grow. Wherever you go in the world for your profession or all, be a human being first. Reveal all this, teach the children. Very good. Any difficulty, let me know. That's the real construction of the pillar of the world called as the human beings. Rudam chasun rutavani. Wow, beautiful it would be. Then, karmasu asangamaha shaucham. Daily 10 times you take bath and use liters of what is nowadays we use karte haath pe डाल के all that liquid and all. आई टेल यू इन 2.5 साल में मैं तो 5 बार भी वो लिक्विड यूज नहीं किया होगा, 10 बार किया होगा. 5 टाइम्स व्हेन आई टू गो टू सम हॉस्पिटल एंड समवेयर सम फंक्शन. यहाँ तो 3-4 बार ऐसे तो डेली साबुन बर्तन मांजते रहते हैं, तो अकेले रहते हैं, इन्हीं में हो ही जाता है. सो इन सो मेनी वेज वी वॉश फिजिकली अवर सेल्स. Yeah, these masks and these things, sanitizers, we never heard. We only used to see it 10 years back when the Americans get down from the aircraft. Chee, 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 they used to do all in a yatra, so Char Dham and Kailas and all. I used to see them. Ping, nikalte the. I was not knowing what is that. Then first time when they put one drop, I was surprised when it got evaporated. What will it do? It will kill all the germs. And smell it's alcohol only. I can that purifications when you do it, real shaucha, you know what is that? Karmasu asangamaha shaucham. Asangam shaucham. Asangama. There you go. Karmasu asangama. And what is the sangha in the karma? Kartrutva before the karma, karma phala after the karma. If we have these two, that karma become ashaucha, impurified. Removing these two is shaucham. Karmasu asangamaha shaucham. No, this is can't be talked to a very ordinary people or who are just in spiritual infants. Only those who have heard the Shastras for a long time, then to some extent understand about what is Jiva, what is Bandhana, what is Moksha, what is Tattva, what is the role of the Indriyas Manobuddhi, what is definition of Karma, Bhakti, Jnana, उन लोगों को ही बता सकते हैं, not for anyone. Not everybody can understand. Only some matured. So karmasu asangamaha shaucho. That itself is a very inherent point, Bhagavan said. And kriya becomes karma. Not don't make them together. Kriya karma kar diya. A kriya becomes karma because of kartrutva and phalasakti, which is bhoktrutva. So that is making kriya. Actually, kriya is Ishvara Leela. In this world, what is happening and what should happen is Ishvara Leela. Because anything Ishvara does is for the happiness of Samishti, for the goodness and evolution of Samishti. In that, when I come as Jiva, given a little freedom and some abilities, I see this and that, and undeservingly I desire it, then I become Karta of a particular karma to get that, which is not in the scheme of creation. Like you take your child to some kirana shopping, grocery shop with a list. You can't leave that fellow at home. You take. The moment he sees the things, so he starts where ye chahiye, wo chahiye. Then you have to buy only which was not in the list. In the same way, in our list or scheme of evolution, karmas are not there. Why? Because karma is that where you have phalasakti and a kartrutva. You can never have phalasakti. Then you cannot have kamya karma. Then you are never a karta. You understand? Then why are we in this world? The scheme as put here by the Lord, do exactly what is expecting from us. Then it is not a karma. You can call it as bhakti, seva, devotion. All beautiful words are there for that. The moment you add to any action the doership and result, it became karma. So in that karma, these things when they are valued, that's called ashaucham. Then they are devalued, shaucham. So karmasu asangaha, asangamaha, shaucham. Karmasu sangamaha, ashaucham. The real purity. No. Then the lot of quotations, definitions in this regard, we can go on talking from Gita and other Shastras. One or two are this. Ki, when the duty is given, do it as duty. That's it. Don't wait there even a moment for claiming. So too when you do seva, so too when we do sadhana. There is no sangama for the doer. And why have you done? Why have you done that? It happened through me, the noble activity. It is noble, good for you. Like Lord Surya. You say Bhagwan Surya, Subha se Sham tak chalte hai, he gives so much heat and all light to all of us. You just ask him and tell him ki how tired you must be. That from the beginning of creation now, without taking Sunday holiday also one day, you're going on working. He says, what working you are talking? No, no, you are giving us so much heat and light. What giving? The light and heat are my nature. I am not a doer of giving them to you. And I never claim. I am not doing it to claim. If Surya Bhagavan or Agni Bhagavan, Vayu Bhagavan, Varuna Bhagavan give bill to us like electricity department. आज तो मरवा रहे हमको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वाले पेट्रोल वाले. So much of the bill is increasing day by day. Good in a way. People start putting up all the TVs and all. जो एंटरटेनमेंट वाले हैं ना उसको बहुत महंगा कर दो, सब सत्संग में आ जाएंगे. Interesting. I think I should do this campaign to the ministers, somebody. Yes, kar dena baab sab. Remember always the example of Bhagwan Surya. I'm not doing anything. I'm not claiming. This is how it should be. Asangama. That is Shaucha. The opposite of it is what? The moment you have add the kartrutva and phala, that beautiful divine expression becomes polluted by the cover of the jiva, the stain of jiva bhava. Like this satsang is going on. He is no karta. It is parampara se going on. In that parampara of doing Bhagavata, if we are given an opportunity, it is a blessing to be received with all humbleness, surrender. Instead of that, मैं कर रहा हूँ class daily करके मैं और आप, we have spoiled that beautiful parampara of Bhagavata in which Bhagavan's grace is happening. Is it not? And not claiming anything. Claiming anything means कोई improvement नहीं होना है, ऐसी बात नहीं है. Yes, Swamiji, I don't claim anything from your satsangs. What I was 2 years back. Shame, even now. Not that way. वो improvement तो होना है. But the other things that you should have चाली बजाओ या appreciate करो ये सारा नहीं होना. Little more is there in this karmasu asangamaha shaucham. Tomorrow we'll study it. Then last one is tyagaha, samnyasa uchyate. The real tyaga is giving up. And what is in this world that can be given up? Only that which we own. And only one thing we own is our ego. Therefore, ahankara ka sannyas hi real tyaga hai. Tomorrow we'll talk. Then dharma ishtam bhagoma ishvara sir guna nirapeksha murko dhyajaham buddhi narkatamunnaha daridrya asantushtaha. Like that, in every shloka 5 4 4 karke Bhagavan is giving us so many. I am finding them to very essentially important. That's why we are spending time. Today is the 18th day of this 19th chapter. From 18 days, this chapter only we are studying. But they're all worthy. Thank you. Continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namaha. Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Vedavyas Bhagavan ki jai. Uddhav Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavat Mahapurana ki jai. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Come with your Valmiki Ramayana and Adhyatma Ramayana.